Hi everybody, it's Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook, and we're here to do a Friday reads. Yay, it's Friday, it's cold today, sunny and cold, but the warmth is on the way. I think by the end of the weekend, it should be decent, and then next week we should have good weather, so I'm very excited about that. Let's see, well, confessions about my reading. Well, I started off so strong at the beginning of this month. I thought it was going to be one of those months like, this is going to be great. I'm going to have all these books that I read, and no. And the thing is that as soon as it gets warm, I told you guys I'll be out in my garden. So the number of books I'll be reading per month will shrink. So, and it's like for a period of time. It's like I have, cycles. Like as soon as the beginning of the garden season, I'm like out there. And then usually like around July, when it gets really hot, I don't want to be in the garden as much. I just want to look at the garden and reap the benefits. That's when I start reading again. So there's always like a dip in the amount of time I dedicate to reading. And unfortunately, I don't know. I can't even say. I just had a busy week. I just didn't go like I thought it was going to go. So yeah. So not so much to update on there. So we do know that I finished 2 books already. The Bluebird and The Missing American. So those are done. Thank goodness I at least have those to pat myself in the back. Now, this one was rocking and rolling, right? And it's still a great book, but I am still at the exact same spot since I talked to you last week. I haven't picked this up again. I will finish this for this month because it is such a great book and I want to share my thoughts on it. But yeah, I thought, even going into the weekend last weekend, I thought there was so much potential there for book time, and it didn't happen. So I'm kind of sad because I was hoping in my mind, okay, I would have had this done, and then I could just focus on this one, The City of Saviors, and I could pull in Dead Time because I wanted to read that one. So no, it didn't happen. So here I am with this, and I have. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't even put my bookmark in last night when I went to sleep. Last week I lost it and I put the Post-it, and now I don't even have the Post-it. I'm not that far into it, put it that way. I'll figure it out. I have to say, I was sad to get to this because it's the last in this series. But it's not grabbing me so far. And I don't know if it's just because I've just been tired and really busy with work, or if it's just not grabbing me, or, you never know with an author, like, is this was this just kind of added on, they needed another book and you or if it's just, I don't know, it's just not pulling me like the other ones. So I find myself ready. I'm okay when I put it down. Usually I'm like, and I know this will pick up because it's always fast-paced, especially towards the end, middle to the end of the book. But I'm hoping it will, I don't know. I don't feel connected right now. So I want to finish this because this will be the first year since I started reading them that I'm not reading it for March Mystery. So that alone should drive me, right? So there's that. And then this one, like I told you guys, I had read this a long time ago. And then when I started getting on the kick of buying, trying to acquire used collections of series. And I started to collect her other books, which are the regular normal size, not this, was this mass market, I think, size. And I said, well, let me go back and reread it so that I can kind of remember everything about the main character so I can go forward. Because I don't even know when I start reading this, if I'll remember it. That's how long ago that it is that I read this. That I can't, I'd have to read the back to tell you what this is about because I don't even loosely remember. So this is Dead Time. It's called The First Marty McAllister Mystery. She's a black female, I believe, detective. So you have to look at the back. Here we go. And I believe it's set in Chicago. I'm just looking forward to it, but I can't start it when I have 2 others going. So one of those has got to be finished. So maybe when I finish this one, I can maybe start this one. I don't want to go into next month with these. I kind of want to try to wrap them up this month, so we'll see what happens. I don't know what I'm going to read next month. You guys know, are you guys already planning for next month? I don't have any special, like, you know, I'm sure there'll be some challenge online, but I don't have anything. April. No, I don't have anything in April that I knew was really due, I don't think. So I think what I will be doing is going back on my bookshelf and, you know, looking back at the books that I said that I wanted to read this year and reading them, because I feel like, well, actually, no, I have to say I've done good this year. This one is a purchase. I had read I saw this online and then I started reading it and I was like, I have to own it. So I did buy this. But these books I've had, this one I bought this when it first came out, I think over a year ago. The Attica Locke as well. So I haven't really had to buy new books, which is great. I do have a couple new releases that are, you know, that I already pre-ordered that are coming throughout the year. So there's that. So I think actually this year I've done much better than last year in terms of purchasing new books, because last year I think I got everything, every new release and everything that I saw somebody else read and that I thought was interesting. And that's how my bookcases are filled. And so I want to change that status. I think that's everybody's story, right? We all want to read our bookshelf. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I am going to read another classic next month as well. I was going to do that this month and I said, no, I think I'll try to do that every other month. And that way it won't give me too much of too much pressure. And then even my surprise book, remember I said my mystery book that I never tell you about? I haven't been reading that either. So that one I don't think is going to happen. So I don't know. I started out so strong. So there's that. Nothing else. I have to take my son to the post office later today. Just normal stuff. I'm waiting for the sun. It's so cold out right now. It was supposed to snow last night, but it didn't. And then the temperatures picked up, and then the temperature's going to get warmer again. We have really wonky weather. Like it'll snow one week and the next week it's 70. It doesn't even make sense. And it's really hard with your wardrobe. Like, what do? You can't move into spring clothes because, you know, snowstorms on the way. So that is the life, you know, but I am doing well. I am excited. It's Friday. I'm always happy when it's Friday. It just always that magical day. And I am looking forward to having better things to tell you guys next week. Like next week, I want to tell you guys that I finished this one. Let's just say one thing. Okay, I'll just say one thing. Wouldn't it be nice if I finished this one for next week? And then I'm hoping this will pick up. I really don't know if any of you guys read this one. I just, usually, like, from the very beginning, I'm, like, really drawn in. The case is kind of, how do I say bizarre? It's just not grabbing me. In the dialogue, the witty dialogue in the banter is not there. Here's why, too. Here's why. Because the main character, this Lou, something that occurred in the last book has left her with some PTSD. Okay, so that's not spoiling anything. So it is an important issue to cover, and she's covering that. So with that happening, her character is not the same as it was before because she's struggling with that and trying to kind of keep things together. So I'm hoping that somewhere in here I'm going to get things to get my claws on so that I can just, because once that happens I can fly through this book, but it's not happened. I really, trust me, even in my insomnia nights I read it for a few minutes and I'm going to put it down. So if I were just basing it on the beginning of this isn't my favorite of the series, so, which is sad. One more thing before I let you guys go, because I always go a long time on Fridays. I forgot to say something, and I did want to re-record my video for my book chat for Cicely Tyson's book. But I thought about it literally after I hit stop. I'm like, oh, I forgot to mention that. And I was like, no, I'm not editing it. I'm not going to try to sit down and redo it. I'm not going to do it. But one of the things that I thought was really interesting in the story is that she has a daughter, and I'm so impressed on how she's kept her daughter's identity hidden from the public all of these years. And I mean, I think, you think about celebrities and you always think, oh gosh, that's, it's gonna be hard on the kids. It's hard when your parent is famous. And, people are always looking for flaws in you. And you're like, I have nothing to do with that. And the paparazzi. So she was able to do that all the way till, I guess, her death. So I'm assuming there's some people that do know in her inner circle, but it has never been revealed. But I really thought it was funny, my reaction to this news, because I was like, oh, and my instant, it's definitely what we do in this era now is you Google everything. So as soon as she said she had a daughter, I'm like, who is she? Nothing out there. There's a couple of articles, there's this actress, I forgot her name, who does she looks a lot like she could be her daughter. She's not her daughter, but people have said it. And she has even said that, and I think she might have mentioned it in her book, that she does see the resemblance to her, but it's not her daughter. And then I just think that that's very interesting. And I think it's wonderful for the daughter, because assuming that she's still alive now, that she's been able to live her life without having to deal with those aspects, so I forgot to mention it. I was going to say that one to you guys. All right, can see that I'm going to start gabbing about random things, and then you're going to what is she doing? She's lost it. So I'm going to leave it like that. Come back next week, and I'm going to have progress. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find the strength to get to the nitty-gritty of the City of Saviors, and I am going to find the strength to finish that other one. I don't know, Dead Time, that would be a miracle if I could get that and start it and finish it by the end of this month, because you all know I'm too slow for that. So I'm going to say, if I get those two done, that will be my wrap for the month, and no surprise book, because whatever, it just happened. So I didn't even read, remember I told you guys the gardening books that I had. I didn't touch anything that weekend. I don't remember what I did last weekend. Anyway, I'm still going. I'm leaving. Wash your hands, social distance, wear your mask, read your books. Bye.